911.
It's Paul Conroy. You have to help me. You have to help me. I can't breathe.
Okay, Mr. Conroy. Can you tell me your location?
I don't know. I got hit in the head and I blacked out, and that's the last thing that I remember.
How are you calling me right now?
What? No! Wait! Yeah!
Well, somebody finally got tired of Ryan Reynolds.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Put his ass in a box and buried him deep in the ground.
It's that guy who fucked up Blade 3.
Hey, he tried to save Blade 3.
I'm sure he was the only thing that didn't fuck up Blade 3.
I think it was Wesley Snipes that buried him. Upstage me, will you?
That would have been the greatest ending ever.
We'll look up at his Wesley Snipes in his Blade outfit. Hey, what are you doing over there? Nothing. Gardening. I think that this is an amazing film. Wow. Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, because they do so much with so little. And, I mean, really, we talked about this a while back. After I got back from Sundance, I told you that, hey, there's this movie with Ryan Reynolds in a box for an hour and a half. And that's all it is.
Which is in its own way the ultimate vanity project. Ryan Reynolds in Ryan Reynolds, the movie.
Didn't that one asshole already try to do this, though? Except instead of being buried, they fucking put him in a telephone booth.
Talking about David Blaine?
No, I wish somebody would bury him. That would be the real trick. Get out of that. Wait a minute, what movie are you talking about?
No, it was directed by Joel Schumacher.
Phone Booth.
Phone Booth.
But there were other people.
Yeah, there's tons of other people around in that movie.
Now, this movie, it is deceptively big. I mean, because there are a lot of very tricky shots that happen with this, because you wonder, it's such a confined space, what can they do? And also, it is a cast of 21 people in this movie. It's just everybody else is a voice or a small picture on a cell phone. But
really, 21?
21 people.
I can't count. Yeah, what
I think
that was an easy check.
The wife, the British Secret Service agent, his boss.
Yeah,
the terrorist.
Maybe there's more, but I counted 21.
AT&T.
Yeah, 21 people who lent their voices to this in some way or another.
I don't. I'm dubious of that.
Hey, that's what it says right here. You're looking at me like I'm making this shit up.
Yeah, what the fuck, Corey?
Like Leon's gonna bury me.
Corey,
how many people is it?
Corey, you need to learn how to read IMDb.
No, I need to learn how to count. Okay, I can't count. All right, I'm sitting up here. Yeah. It's really like 5 people listed. I'm like 1, 16.
I mean, maybe you're counting the earthworms.
Well, bullshit. I see Jim Henson on the cast list.
The Snake gets billed too as a cast member. But no, so what you have story-wise, you're like, well, why is Ryan Reynolds in this box? I mean, surely everybody loves Ryan Reynolds. Why would somebody want to put him in a box?
That is the question.
I believe it was Cyrus, because Cyrus was jealous of how attractive that guy is.
Because he married Scarlett Johansson.
Ryan Reynolds is a contract worker in Iraq, and when his convoy gets attacked, he wakes up and discovers to his horror that he's trapped in a coffin, and the only things that he has to his disposal are a lighter and a cell phone, and a glow stick. Oh, that's right, and a knife. And I think he has a bag to take a piss in.
And there's a Starbucks.
Well, I think it's important to point out that he's not in a coffin. He's in a box. Well, because a coffin would be too small to do any kind of movement.
Well, what I'm saying is this is considered to be a coffin for him, because whoever put him in there, unless he does what they say, I think they're not counting on him to survive. By the way, I think that mouse, Mr. Jingles from the Green Mile, was in there with him too. My only friend.
It's okay, Ryan. You're going to make it.
He only has a limited amount of time to figure out how to get out of this box with the things that the props that he has. So it's the hope to play off the claustrophobia of very confined spaces with people. And I think for those people who are weirded out by that, it does work. The reason why I find this film amazing is because I do think it does stretch the story out a little bit too long. And there are certain things one particular thing in here that happens that I won't say, but it is very unrealistic. I mean, it's just no way in hell. If somebody asks you to do what they ask him to do in this movie, you just be like, I guess I'm suffocating to death, because there's no fucking way I'm doing it.
Well, plus, after everything you've gone through at that point, it would just be a huge, like, you know what, fuck you.
Even and that was my one big problem with this film is that I was really with it until we started to get to the end, and then it was like it seems like somebody said, okay, you got to find a way to finish this that your horror fans aren't going to freak out about, and it just feels forced and artificial towards the end. I mean, it really, really did. I loved the rest of this movie. I loved it because, goddamn, you're watching Ryan Reynolds in a box for 2 hours and you're not bored. I mean, that couldn't have been easy to write, perform, or direct.
Or film.
And they pull it off completely, but it just felt like they didn't know where they wanted to go.
Well, this director, Rodrigo Cortez, does so many camera tricks with such a limited space. I mean, I can only imagine that they built several rigs in order for you to be able to go have these several angles go, because you're in a box and you are actually moving around Ryan Reynolds in this space, and that's how they keep it interesting. And I see where you're coming from with the ending, and I don't disagree with you at all that for some people that's going to be kind of it's not what they're going to want to see.
I just thought it was unnecessary.
It just didn't bother me.
To me, it was one of those where, like, look, I always knew it could go that way. It's just like, for everything that we've gone through, I felt the ending left me less than satisfied.
Does he almost drown in his own piss or something? I don't know. You guys,
hey, man, don't be the spoiler. But yeah, I mean,
says the spoiler.
So says I shall pass the mantle on to you. I mean, everything you guys are saying, you're right. It's incredible. Ryan Reynolds does a great job, and you get past, like, it starts off with that feeling of claustrophobia where I'm just like, you know what? I think I would just scream for the 2 hours of oxygen I had while I was in there. But
know what? This movie would be 2 minutes long with you.
He'd die of shock before he gets in the ground.
I mean, but it does take you away from that, and it's as much showing you, like, okay, look, the box is a little bit bigger than that, to where you can have some movement, you can get some light, and then it keeps amping it up to where, like, okay, you get to where there's a phone and you can get a signal that can go anywhere in the world, apparently. Clearly, he's not on AT&T with his phone.
Yeah, that was not the iPhone that he had.
Yeah.
He turned around in that giant-ass box, and the Verizon guy was there to sit next to him.
Boom, boom, baby. Hello, Moto.
Maybe it was a droid. You see what those things can do in those commercials?
True. Yeah. I got a droid, dude. They're awesome.
And by the way, they gave him plenty of apps to play with while he was in there. So he
downloaded every app.
He played the shit out of Bejeweled.
Yeah.
And then they call, hey, Yankee, we need you to make video.
Yeah, we didn't talk about.
Come on, dude. I'm on the 5th level.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the 5 minutes of the movie where he just played video games on his phone. It'd be funny if he sat down there and just playing a game. He actually reaches somebody like, "Sir, you need help?" No, wait a minute. Hey, shut up. He's like,
I'm playing Farmville.
Shut up. I'm buying a pig.
But with each one of these things he's discovered, one new technology to show him new way to reach more people, it becomes like a mystery. Like, okay, now we have a way to discover, like, why is he here? Piece the story together. Now it's all about, like, okay, how can he get out of this? Does he have enough tools? So you stop thinking like, okay, I'm buried. You're thinking more like, how do I get out of this trap? And that's what keeps you interested the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's a ride. It's just like, how do I beat the clock? How do I make it out of this?
You're American.
Yeah.
5 million money tonight, more Tuesday. Buried like dog. United States Department of State.
I'm an American citizen. My convoy was attacked, and I'm being held for ransom. I need $5 million, or we left to die here. These threats are real, and will be followed through on.
I just have a few questions for you, Mr. Conroy.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's important that I get this information. It'll help me
Hold on. Wait. How do you know my name? What's going on right now?
Didn't you feel like that towards the end, though, it kind of devolved into a way too generalized, like, political message?
Yes,
it was like, well, you're not really saying anything here at all. It's just like a backdoor.
It's that kind of message where it's supposed to hit you like a punch in the gut. Go like, oh. But it's just one of those, like, oh, you're doing this? Okay, well.
Say no to AT&T.
I didn't even think about that. It's been so long since I've seen it that there is kind of a slight. You know what? I didn't see it, but I could see how people could see that there's like maybe a slight political message there.
Slight.
See, because I didn't.
I had to take an aspirin when I got out. Really? It hit me over the head with it.
Generalize though. Like I said, it's like, politicians are bad, and that's kind of all it says. And you're like, okay, well, that doesn't really ring anything.
Yeah, because it didn't seem what you're talking with. Because there are some people here who seem to be using him for one reason or another are ignoring him for one reason or another. And it's usually related to either business or politics. And so it's not like they were making a statement about the war. You're right. It was just saying people are assholes. When the money and politics are involved, you're fucked.
Well, it felt like that's like they wanted to give the movie weight by doing that, and yet it didn't come across that way to me at all. It came across as kind of just a lazy way to end it. I don't know. That's me personally.
Yeah.
Like I said, didn't hate the ending, just thought they could have done much better than that. And at the same time, there's this theme that's going through a lot of movies now that, I can't say more specifically, otherwise I'm going to spoil things for people, but I'm just kind of tired of things going this way.
Yeah.
It's become the new Hollywood ending, and it drives me up the wall.
That's it.
The 70s were that way.
Yes, they were for a while.
See, this
They
is
stopped doing it.
the 2000s are the new 70s, man. So, I give this movie, I do give it a full price. It's not perfect, but I do think it's a concept that is extremely hard to pull off, and they did it, I think, especially visually in this movie, amazingly, and they managed to keep the tension up for a movie that's just centered on one set piece.
It is that kind of movie, like, if you don't see it in the theater, you're going to get it on video, and you're going to have people over, and you're going to say, here, you got to watch this. And people they'll be wrapped to the TV. They might be getting their snacks at first going, what is this? And within 5 minutes, they'll be sitting, the whole room will be quiet with everybody watching and gasping. I don't care for the landing. It's a little sloppy, but it's still a full price movie.
Yeah.
I'm still low full price is what I'm going to give it, because I really was like, okay, this could have meant something. This could have felt like one of those movies you tell everyone you know about to go see, and it's a pretty damn sloppy ending. But you've got to give full credit to everyone who did make this, generally speaking, because the fact that it is this entertaining, and it's just Ryan Reynolds in a box. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is one of those guys everybody likes. Let's got Ryan Reynolds. I like Ryan Reynolds.
Well, it's because he's so dreamy.
Art snobs like Ryan Reynolds, housewives like Ryan Reynolds, horror movie buffs like Ryan Reynolds. We're all like, Ryan Reynolds for president.
I think Osama bin Laden likes it.
Even Ryan likes him. He's like, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's like,
So you can't even begrudge him being married to Scarlett Johansson.
I can't really. I say go ahead, fuck away.
You want to, though, don't you?
Sure. I mean, if he said you want to do a three-way, I'd be like, yeah.
Hey, man, it's all cool.
You can't tell me if you had a shovel and a hole, you wouldn't put Ryan Reynolds in there and go and tell Scarlett Johansson, lady, I don't know where he is.
I would have no chance.
The last thing he said to me was "fuck her."
Yeah, that's what he wanted me to do.
That's what he. Yeah, I don't know. I always thought he was a cool guy too. But come here, he fooled us both, didn't he?
I know, right?